This is Julie Mack from mlive.com. This week we posted a series on gun deaths in Michigan, and we did that because of a spike of killings in Flint. The numbers we produced generated a lot of comments, and I'd like to offer my 5 takeaways. The first is that gun deaths are a lot more common than many people realize. I looked at 6 years of numbers, and during that time, Michigan actually had 20% more gun deaths than traffic fatalities, and I think many people are surprised by that. Number 2, and what's driving those numbers, is suicides. They are a majority of gun deaths. There's a lot of news coverage when a homicide occurs. Suicides, though, are rarely covered by the news media. Number 3, there's a stark difference between homicide and suicide numbers, both in terms of geography and demographics. Homicides are concentrated in urban areas. About 70% of all gun homicides in Michigan, in fact, occur in Wayne County, home to Detroit, or Genesee, which has Flint. The data set I used did not have a racial breakdown, but a 2006 study found 68% of victims in gun homicides are African American, and they are typically shot by other African Americans, so we're really talking about black on black crime in many cases. Suicides are much more spread out geographically. Unlike homicides, I found gun suicides in every county, and some of the counties with the worst rates were in northern rural Michigan. And about 80% of the gun suicides were committed by white men, and they tend to be older. 4, there's a lot we don't know. There's no data on whether the guns used in gun deaths are legally owned, nor do we have data on justifiable homicides, although anecdotal evidence suggests those numbers are very low. 5, the biggest takeaway, I think, is that people tend to see gun violence as an urban problem or an issue specific to the African American community. It really turns out that gun deaths are as big of a problem in small rural communities if you factor in suicides. But because they are suicides, they go under the radar. That tells me, I think, that people of all types can be self-destructive, but they're self-destructive in different ways.